Welcome to Parev TV. Today we have a very good friend. His name is Hovhannes Mardirossian. We've known each other for over 3 decades, and this week he announced his exciting news. He is the president of the Armenian Engineers and Scientists of America, the New York, New Jersey section. We are excited for Mr. Mardirossian. We are sure that the engineers and scientists will be in good hands. Obviously, there are many challenges he will have to face, and he will need us, he will need you, the community, to move forward. But it's very interesting that whether it's the engineers, scientists, or whether it's the doctors, or whether any organizations, it is all tied to what we can do for Armenia. I hope through this video you will get to have a glimpse and a closer look, really, of who Mr. Hovhannes Mardirossian is, and get to know more about the AESA, which is the Armenian Engineers and Scientists of America. So let's begin.
AESA, Armenian Engineers and Scientists of America, started in 1983 in California, and I think it got incorporated in 1991. And 5 years ago, a bunch of engineers or scientists got together at Holy Martyrs Armenian Church with Father Hovhannes, who is engineer himself. And a couple other engineers. They got together and they started the New York, New Jersey chapters in 2009. So we have 5 short year of established in New York, New Jersey section. And I started 4 years ago. 1 year is already established in New Jersey, and a friend invited me. And since then, it has been very, very active. We have annual mentoring every year at Fordham. It has been at Fordham so far. And we bring together a lot of students from metropolitan area and mentors in every profession. Actually, the first year we started with only engineers, and suddenly the demand was so high that we spread it out to health professionals, lawyers, finance, and almost in every field. So it has been very successful, and this year is going to be our 5th year anniversary. And actually, it's going to be on February 27th, and we invite every student in the metropolitan area to come and establish a relation with professionals and understand what their career is going to be in the future, and how they can get a great help. Armenian has been our president emeritus for the past 5 years. He has done a great job, and he handed me the baton, and I'm trying to fill up his shoes to carry on what they have started. And I have been a vice president past year and worked with him quite a bit. I know some of the project that we started, and one of the main project that we had is the relationship with Rutgers University to create an accredited course and give it in Armenia. And it was last year 2 of our members, Vahan Tanal and David Mikaelian, who are board members also, and they went to Armenia, to Yerevan State University, now National University of Architecture and Construction. They changed their name, and they gave us a 3-day course, and it was very well organized, and it was very welcomed. And they had 30 students in each class on a graduate level, and they all received a certificate from Rutgers University for the completion of the course. We will continue that, and of course, a couple months ago, the rector, Gagi Galistian, he came over, and we met at the U.S. mission for Armenia, and he gave us a medal as a recognition for our effort. In May, the U.S. ambassador to Armenia came and asked for our help.
In what?
Actually in water-related purification and water management. And we had Dr. David Najarian came, and of course the Ambassador Heffern, and we with USAID director, USAID's director was there, and we had a good conference, about 2 hours together to see what their needs are, but they specifically came to ask our help in water management and power management, basically power transmission from Armenia to Georgia. Apparently they're not compatible, so we could be helping that direction. I was born in Aleppo, and I was 10 years old. My parents went to Beirut, and I went to a Protestant Central High School. All my life I've been in a Protestant school, although I grew up in a family. My mother was a Protestant, and that's why we got the education. And then I went to Hagazian College and graduated there, and I was doing minor in Armenian language. It was tough, and actually Dr. Grigorian was one of my professors from Armenia. Wow. And he really...
Martin Grigorian?
Yes. He gave me really a hard time, and I was able to graduate with A. I don't know why he gave me A, but my last paper was pretty good in ancient history of Armenia. And to tell you the truth, that was one of the credit that transferred when I came to Pittsburgh, and then as an Armenian ancient history, and it was for credit, so I owe him at least that. I always liked science from my childhood. I always was an explorer. When I was a child, my brother bought us a big German radio. It was a Telefunken in German, famous. And I was so curious at the age of 9, 10. I was wondering how that sound coming out of the radio. And one day when nobody was around, I went and opened the back of the radio, and of course I was surprised. There were no midgets in there talking. It was all bulbs and that kind of stuff. And I always put things together. I liked building things. I actually built the maquette of our Betel Varjaran in Armenia, the church, and I won the first prize at that time. Of course, the other things like Eiffel Tower, and when I was a kid, I used to really do a hands-on thing and curious about science all the time.
What year did you move to America?
It was 1969. Actually, I planned my trip directly for the moon landing, and when the astronauts, the Apollo 13, no, that was an Apollo 11, I think, and Neil Armstrong, they were going to land on moon. So they took off from Cape Canaveral. I took off from Lebanon. I planned it to be here. And I got here and I wanted to watch the moon landing on TV because we did not have a color TV and all that. And my brother was vacationing in Atlantic Highlands. He brought me over. He was going to take me over for the vacation place to meet the family. On the road, he said, I mentioned that I want to watch the moon landing. And he said, we don't have a TV there. We're on vacation. I said, you got to be kidding me. I came all the way from Lebanon to here to watch the moon landing. We went back all the way to New York, Queens. We picked up the phone, picked up the TV and brought it with us to the vacation place. I stayed till middle of the night, 12 o'clock, I remember. We watched the first step on the moon, and I took the picture. Well, we are 5 brothers. I'm the youngest one. My older brothers are quite older than me. I was about 16, 17 years old. And I was almost always the younger son in the family and stayed with my parents. Practically I grew alone. But my brothers were always traveling, and they went to college. One of them went to Robert College, and then it came to America, 1954, 55 period. And most of them are more intended towards engineering and mechanical aspect of it. And as I said, 5 brothers, no sisters, but I had a lot of cousins who took care of us as a sister.
You have also a nephew, Hovhannes Mardirossian, I believe he is your nephew, right?
Hovhannes Mardirossian, I'm very proud of him. And he is the son of my brother Zavin. And we migrated about the same time in 1969 here. And Shant was about 2 years old, and we grew together. And we came over, and Shant proved to be very successful person, both in his career as a finance area. He's the chief operating officer of his company, Goldberg. And he is the president or chairman, actually, of the Near East Foundation. And he's very involved in Armenia, and he pretty good directed all the Near East effort. I don't want to say all, most of the major efforts towards Armenia to do major projects there. And he's always goes around and gives lectures and talks about. He's very proud to be Armenian, and he's especially proud to always mention about my mother, his grandma, being a survivor of the genocide. My mother is from Aintab, and my father is from Urfa. My father apparently was from a rich family. His uncles owned khans, or they call it present-day closed malls, and of course during the massacre they were expelled from their city. They were taken all their belonging, and my father, when it was about 10 or 12 years old, ended up in Aintab. And my other parents are 4 sisters and 3 brothers. 2 of them did not survive. One of them went to army, Turkish army, never came back. And the other one was more of a trade person, used to travel with the Kurds back and forth. He was the one who saved my mother's family, 4 sisters and youngest brother. Since my childhood, my father always told me that you have due to the society. Because when I grew up, I saw him working at the church, being parish council, and I really enjoyed when I went to church. I used to stay at the back of the church and collect the plates, and it was fun. But actually, he taught me to be always a member of a society. As an Armenian, I feel that we have to honor our survivors, our people who got massacred, which they're going to be saints, and I do respect that and for their memory. As far as forgiving them, it's not a forgivable act. If we do forgive, and the future generation will not forgive us, have to be acknowledged so that the future generation or French countries won't do it. It has to be recognized. That's my point of view. I always wanted to contribute to the society. Society at large, not only my community in Armenian. And luckily I ended up in a field that covers the whole globe in my technology. And I started Bell Labs after I came from North Carolina. At North Carolina, we did a project with Saudi Arabia, and for the microwave communication, brought the technology of Saudi Arabia from the camel phones to microwave communications. So they even had better technology than we had at that time. It was 1978. Of course, the Iran microwave communication, the domestic satellite, we started during the Shah, and that did not continue. That's why it brought me back to New Jersey, starting at Bell Labs. Most of my work at Bell Labs has been classified work for Navy, And it's been mostly underwater acoustics and sonar systems for submarines. Well, the involvement. I mean, if you are involved in our engineering group, one of the basic benefits is the networking. When you graduate, now automatically you have resources in your hands. We provide scholarship resources, we provide mentoring, which we do every year, but it's ongoing process. If you find a mentor during the mentoring session, or you can connect with him for the future, and it gives you guidance through your college, and even after graduation, even after that, you find jobs. We do internships. We find people who want interns, and we connect with these young people and ask them if they want an internship. And I do emphasize a lot, basically, for the college student, get an internship. Internship in your life is very important. As I mentioned before, books gives you only tools. But when you do an internship, you really learn the other side of academia. Academia is okay. That gives you, as I said, the knowledge. But the other side, how it's applied, and internships gives you really the key. And you make a networking. You do the networking, and you go from there, and your career will soar to no limit. One of my objectives is to cooperate with our other organizations. I mean, as I said, nothing can be done alone. And one person can accomplish so much. But behind that person, there should be a force, an army, which can cooperate and help and invigorate. And we can, together with other societies, as we're doing now on the Centennial, we're working with many other societies together. We can accomplish much better things, and for the sake of Armenians, for the sake of the Armenian nation itself, and the motherland, and individually at large, can get the benefit, and we bring honor to Armenian society in America as well as in the world.
Մեկ խոսք ուղղված ժողովրդին հայերենով։
Անշուշտ կազմակերպությունները միշտ իրենց գործ ունին մեր ազգային գործունեության մեջ, մեր բարդականությունն է փերել իր մասնակցությունը գիտական եւ ուսումնական կետնի վրա, ինչ որ գրնանք, ինչ որ կարելի է գնենք, ինչպես սրբոց դպրոցին science fair-ին գոքնենք, երդասարտության գոքնենք, college-ի աշակերտներուն գոքնենք, իրենց գուղենք, իրենց գիտության, իրենց ուզած ջուրին գոմով, և նույն ծևով գոքնենք Հայաստանի գիտական մասնաճյուղներուն, դպրոցներուն, և ուրիշ կազմակերպություններուն հետ ուզենք գործակցիլ, որ հաջողություն ունենանք ընդհանուր առմամբ։
Any point in closing? Is there anything you would like to add?
In closing, definitely, I'll thank you, Vartan, and I do like to cooperate with Armenian Radio Hour. If you will like our expertise or engineers to help you out to improve your transmission systems, we will be glad to help you and make it better, more professional. I know you're doing professional work already, but besides that, and we will be glad to help you anytime.